Greetings, Jack York here from LifeLoop, and as you may have guessed, I'm not in Des Moines, Iowa. I am in my favorite country in the world besides the United States, Cameroon, Africa. We've had a relationship with an organization called CDBTA over here for several years. It's a longer story, but it's amazing the work that we've done for the elderly and for children. Anyway, I would have been, if not for being in Cameroon, I would have been at the sales conference this week. Marcus asked me to say a few minutes, but I can be kind of disruptive, so it's probably better that I'm only sending this short message. But I was one of the founders of IN2L. I was the CEO for many, many years. I was marginal as a CEO, but I was a damn good salesperson. And Marcus asked me to kind of just give a couple of tips about what my perspective was of the key of selling IN2L. And in reality, it took me a few years to sort this out, but there's two things that I think are critical. And first of all, what you've been doing over the last 2 days is so important. The forecasting, the budgeting, all the work, all the nuts and bolts that you have to do. What I'm talking about does not take away from any of that. What I'm talking about is just what was in addition to that to make it sing when you're trying to sell the product. So the two things that I learned that made a huge difference in my success and in IN2L success was, first of all, the passion about selling the product. The fact that what you're doing is absolutely changing lives of the residents, changing lives of the staff, changing lives, especially with the addition of LifeLoop, changing the relationship between the family members. And the way to get that passion is you can't do it without going into the communities, not to sell, just to observe. If you've got a big deal done, ask them if you could sit with their activity directors, their therapists, see how they're using the product. Get your own stories, get your own passion, then you can convey that to the next person that you're selling to. Don't use somebody else's stories, get your own. I used to make myself go to a community once a month just to feel the passion about how the product was impacting the residents. The second thing that was critical that it took me a while to learn was the importance of relationships in senior living. It's like nothing I had ever seen before in my 20 years of sales. The world that you're selling to right now, whether it's the people doing the day-to-day work or the C-suite folks, right? They are being inundated with other salespeople, and they're also coming out of the hell of COVID over the last few years. So you don't want to be just another face in the crowd. My recommendation and what I always did successfully was find out what's going on in the community. Find out what awards they're winning. Go to their galas if they have galas. Watch and see how they're posting the things that are going on out there. Go to the state conferences. You don't need to get a booth. Just go and network and talk to people and be willing to stay late and learn about who they are as people. I probably had over the first 5 years of the company, I had my two kids that between 8 and 12. I probably did 100 sales calls with them with me. The residents loved it. The staff loved it. It made us different. And these people, you have to be empathetic. Don't be just another, like I said before, don't be another face in the crowd. Do things differently. So in wrapping up, I remember this very clearly when we first started getting investors several years ago, is that some of our investors reminded me that we were the leader, that we were badass, that we had more penetration, more systems. We were the New York Yankees, the Boston Celtics, whatever analogy you want to use. So it doesn't mean you should be arrogant, but you can have a little bit of swagger that you're part of a company that led the whole movement of technology and senior living for 25 years. And we've had our technology in communities now, in over 4,000 communities. Nobody else can say that in our space, so it's a huge selling point for you to take advantage of. So I certainly appreciate Marcus letting me do this. I love how Marcus and Paula have really figured out over the last year the importance of the relationships, and I look forward to working with you, kind of taking Marcus's direction. I am still involved in the company as a consultant. I love being involved. I love being a part of anything that anybody wants me to be at, whether it's webinars, whatever it may be. It's my passion. It's been my life, and you should be honored to be selling this product, and I'm honored that you're all there and learning. And since you are all in Nebraska, let's close with Go Big Red. Jack York, over and out. Why don't you do a quick little pan of what's going on here in the camera. And we're gonna close with some children here in Cameroon saying a big welcome and celebration of Life Loop. Thank you very much, Marcus. I'm sure I went over my time, but that's what I do.